Let's talk about the price point of the therapy that we get in Pakistan, right? I can speak for Karachi. And with that, I guess it goes hand in hand of the quality of therapists that are out there, because sometimes I've also seen so many people who feel like they have nothing better to do would go do a diploma and sit as, therapist and, charge like 5,000 per hour, and won't really provide value to the client, right? So people who are really trying to take that money out of their whatever, cycle to actually put into their therapy, at the end of the day come back disappointed saying, I didn't really get anything out of it and it's expensive for me. Talk about that.
So I think a really important thing is that when we go to a doctor, we have no shame in asking, like, where did this doctor go to med school, or where did they get their training? And doctors have their certifications up behind them, they have their fellowships up behind them, and so you can see everything. And the doctor's office, or the reception at the doctor's office will tell you, or you'll have all of those diplomas up there. I think when you go to a therapist or a mental health practitioner, as a consumer, always ask, what is your training? Where have you trained? How many hours of training do you have? What are the ethics that you follow? How can I how do I know that what I share here is confidential? Can you assure me about confidentiality? And that's something that I feel every person should feel comfortable asking. Every person should feel comfortable kind of exploring, so that that the person I'm going to, the person that I'm trusting myself with when I am most vulnerable, is someone I actually can trust, and is someone who is qualified to help me. I think a lot of Fulbrighters actually have been working on this and have been working on developing a platform. There's a website, www.counseling.pk, set up by ex-Fulbrighters. And what it's trying to do is have people who are vetted be on that platform. Again, there are not as many people on it, and like you said, there is a gap, like, because we don't have as many practitioners as there is demand. But platforms like that help, because that whenever I'm referring somebody, I'll tell them, go on counseling.pk, find someone, and reach out to them, because everyone on it is vetted.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is, you're a consumer, and this is something I tell all my clients, you are paying for a service. And if you are not getting what you need, feel free to have those conversations. If you've been coming to therapy for 4 sessions or 5 sessions and you feel like it's going nowhere, you feel like it's not helping you, have those conversations. Ask where your therapist is trained. Know what you want from your therapist, right? So if your therapist is giving you advice, that's a red flag. If your therapist is trying to be your friend, that's a red flag. If your therapist is oversharing about their life, that's a red flag. You're not there to help them. They're there to help you.
Interesting that you answered it yourself, because my next question was really about, putting up some bullet points as to what are some of the red flags that we should look for in our therapist. Thank you for answering that. One last question.
Well, I could add on to that, I think.
Please do. Go ahead.
So yeah, if your therapist is giving you advice and telling you what you should do, if your therapist is telling you not to take medication when you are on medication, or is interfering with something that a psychiatrist has given you, that's a red flag, and I would explore it. If they're trying to be your friend, that's a red flag. If they're oversharing and spending a lot of times, just like a lot of your session, talking only about themselves, that's a red flag. Again, this is your time, your space, and it has to be about you. If you're feeling disempowered after therapy or in your therapy sessions, if you're feeling disempowered, that's a red flag.
What are some of the signs that I could know that, oh my God, I'm feeling disempowered right now? How do I find out I'm feeling disempowered?
Well, you feel like you can't make a decision on your own, or if you feel like, I was making decisions perfectly fine before, and now somehow I can't. Or if you feel like you're starting to doubt yourself more, you're starting to question yourself more. If you feel like you're not comfortable with doing things on your own if you were in the past. And again, this may be an overly simplified answer, but things like that.